military personnel transport a strange device into a bunker located at the Evil Science Corps. Unknown to them, Henry Danger snuck in and took the device. The guard tried to chase him. Henry uses his skill to take down several of the guards, but a guard blocks Henry's way, but he's able to avoid them before taking them all out. And after locking the guards inside, it's revealed that wasn't Henry at all, but Missy. Missy is tinkering with the device as we learn that it's able to mess with reality, even bringing someone back from the dead. At the age of 13, Henry Danger became Captain Man's sidekick, and they also found allies like of genius Swaz, Henry's friends Jasper and Charlotte, and Henry's sister Piper. But Jasper wanted more, so he started to learn how to speak Spanish and fight while asleep. Henry also wanted more, as he wanted to leave Swellview. Man, lucky for him, a radioactive cannon gave him powers that allowed him to put a force field around himself, and he used it to save Swellview and fake his death. Because since everyone thought he was dead, he was able to move to Dystopia. So, Henry became his own hero along with Jasper as they been fighting crime in Dystopia. Swaz and Piper came to visit, and Henry was very famous. Piper tries to get Jasper to leave work, but he informs them that there's a very important mission. The city runs on nuclear power, and Blackout, which is a supervillain, tries to steal it, but then the power goes out, and Jasper suits up for battle. As Swaz customized a camera to look inside and see the rods, and Jasper started to fight Blackout. And as they're fighting, he's wondering where Henry is before he appears. Henry and Blackout fight before he's sent through a window. And then Henry runs over to Swaz and Charlotte and they hug. Henry reunites with Jasper, and it's revealed they have to say business every 40 seconds, part of their deal. And as they walk out, everyone celebrates. And Henry takes every opportunity to look cool. As this is going on, Missy's activating the device, and Blackout gets back up, so Henry uses his power to send Blackout away, and that restores power. As Henry and Jasper is talking, Jasper sees the billboard and sees that he's just a blurb, and he gets angry about this. Jasper was frustrated as he tells Henry he's going home, but Henry revealed that he's actually moving out. Henry returns to where the meeting was and sees that the disaster, and as this is going on, Missy's activating the device. And Henry thinks that Blackout was the culprit, and he was right, but as he was falling to his death, he ended up being teleported to Missy's room. He's obviously confused, and Missy, after talking to her sister for her not to say anything, she reveals what truly happened and showed him the device. But after hearing this, he says that he wasn't dead, and it was only to get him out of Swellview, and Missy is mad about this. Henry explained what he did, and then Missy tells him about the crime in Newtown. And the whole purpose was to bring him here was so they could fight crime. But Henry refuses at first until someone tried to steal a woman's purse. But Missy finds this weird because it looked like a character from her fan fiction. Henry decides he's going to help, but he refuses to let Missy help as he goes to confront the guy and get beaten up over and over again. But as he finally lets Missy help, but she also informs him about, in this fanfiction there was vampires, so he lets her help. They knock out the guy. And in this fanfiction, the vampire is Piper, but they end up getting out of there into a different dimension, but she stole the crystal. They appear in a nightclub, and they have a problem as it discovered that the device is stuck in Missy reveals that he's a sidekick not to Captain Man, but to Captain Stash, who is Jasper, and he can fly. And they end up telling the story of what happened to Captain Stash and to Piper. And they're freaking out because they're really just part of a fan fiction. But Henry realizes that there must be a Swaz in this universe. But Missy said that about anyone named Swaz. But they soon realize that she didn't come up with all these people, so it adds real life elements. So they find Swaz, and he is just the person that washes dishes, but it revealed that he's still very smart in this timeline. But then Coach Craig shows up and Captain Stash goes to take care of it. But after seems like he ain't able to, Henry then suits up in his new suit that he doesn't quite like. But he ends up going to try to save Captain Stash, which his weapon breaks after first hitting him, and then he gets speed up, but it was a great distraction for Henry to get beat up, so Captain Stash could save the day. Henry, already feeling frustrated, goes to sit in the kitchen, and Missy gives him gold stars after in this story he's always living in Jasper's shadow. Swaz starts to look at the device and realizes that there was a crystal missing, and that's what's keeping it stuck in this story mode, transported through a few different dimensions before they appear in a new dimension where Vampire Piper was waiting. Henry tries talking to Piper, but Frankini steps in the way before getting bit and infected. Missy and Henry talk about what they're going to do. After a little fight, they're able to escape and appear in a post-apocalyptic world, and then they tell Jasper of this world about it. And in this world, Jasper seems to always be saving Henry, but they're able to defeat the guys that are trying to attack them. And they wait for the big guy to show up, and it is Swaz. And he has a look at the device, and he realizes what is wrong. So they hatch a plan to get the crystal that Piper's wearing as a necklace. But they also realize that if they get infected, that they won't want to come back. Henry and Missy talk, and they decide that they're going to do this, and everyone else also says that they are in. So they come up with the plan to have Swaz fix it while the rest distract them. So they go back to the previous universe. Piper was waiting with Missy's little sister as a trap, but Henry stops her for a bit, but she ends up still going inside, so Henry follows. Piper and Henry fight. It seemed like Henry defeated Piper, but when they're guarded down, Missy is bit. But they're able to get the crystal, and as the army appears, they get sent back to their dimensions and no longer infected. Henry decides to get rid of the watch after it's broken, and Henry apologizes to Jasper and says that he's leaving Dystopia, but the only reason he is because he knows they'll be safe in Jasper's hands. So they go to finish the fight together as a team, and they're able to defeat Blackout by working together. Henry and Jasper celebrate before Jasper gets the recognition he needed, and Henry leaves and goes to Newtown, where it's revealed that they got a new base before we see Captain Man, and it teases a sequel. Join us next week as I dive into some of the best and worst moments from The Walking Dead Season 2. I'll be breaking down character arcs, key decisions, and The unforgettable moments from the season. Man, make sure you like and subscribe so we can continue Rick's journey and the group's adventures after they leave Atlanta.